What's up guys, Duarte here with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are going to take a look at node number 1 of Dark Dimension 4, and I'm using the characters I recommended. One of them that was not supposed to be here is Sabretooth, but it was cheap and he actually synergizes very well with Captain America and with Black Widow, and also with Mr. Sinister, because whenever you do a non-attacking ability, he does that assist, and that can be very good if you are using Skirmisher ISO 8 on him. Now, in this specific video I was not using that, but it was something I realized right away that I had to use. And yeah, about this team is just cloning the right target and making sure that you have enough defense up, energy and speed up all the time, so you can beat the enemies, and after that it becomes quite easy. And thanks to Captain America you can also do plenty of stuns, and with Ghost you can extend them. As you guys know, this team works really well. I already explained before how it works. And yeah, so here I decided that first I was going to clone Invisible Woman, because she applies a barrier, she gives offense down to the enemies, and even that you already have Ghost, but if the enemies do some kind of counter attack or assist attack or and so on, Ghost will not be able to apply offense down to them, and that will be another 2 turns defense up that you can get from Invisible Woman, and all the barrier and so on. And in terms of enemies that you want to attack early on, I think usually the most problematic one is the Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, because whenever you apply a negative effect to him, he can flip it around. Now, I'm not exactly sure if his passive is 100% active or not, but it's just like too much work to go into depth of every single character, but it's usually a good pick. After him you have Taskmaster, and you have Merc Lieutenant. Taskmaster, he applies blinds, stuns, slows and whatever else, and he also does a lot of counterattacks that remove buffs from you, so he's quite annoying. So you want to get rid of Merc Lieutenant for the speed up and the offense up and the energy that he does, and then you want to make sure that Taskmaster or he's stunned or something like that, but as you can see right now he has that immunity that we need to get rid of him. And this is another reason why Captain America is good on this team, is because you don't have to rely only on the Skirmisher ISO 8 to remove buffs, because sometimes you get stuck behind a taunt or something else, and if you don't have a normal buff removal on your team, that can be quite problematic, because you might get stuck behind a stun that you are not able to remove it. So based on that, I still think some people are saying that Captain America is not a good choice because it delays the bio characters that you can use on City, but it takes you so long to get to the City nodes that in my opinion it's irrelevant. So we keep working on this, and once again, thanks to Captain America, you are always giving more energy to Mr. Sinister. You can do like probably two or three extra clones in a match, just based on that amount of energy, and you can also do the special more often, which will become very important afterwards when you can clone. The more clones you have, the more important the special becomes, and so you have like diminishing returns. At the beginning the clone ability is really great, but as soon as your board gets full it's not so great anymore, and the special is the opposite. The more clones you have, the more the special is going to increase in terms of value. And yeah, so here we are still trying to deal with the Merc Lieutenant and the Taskmaster, and sometimes you have to realize that you don't want to kill characters way too fast because they might be useful for you. So I already cloned Invisible Woman once, and usually that's okay, but you might consider cloning 2, so you always have defense up and offense down on the enemies. So the second character I wanted was Merc Lieutenant, so I can give speed up and offense up to my characters on a constant basis and not just rely on Black Widow. And it can also give a little bit of energy. So here I stun the Invisible Woman because I don't want her to keep doing her special. And like this I will be able to do more damage to the enemies. So Taskmaster is gone. Now I have Merc Lieutenant, there is Killmonger left. So Killmonger is not an issue if you don't have any characters giving him defense up. Invisible Woman does that, but it's on 4 energy cooldown, and it's not super concerning, at least at this point when the enemies are not that strong. So Killmonger gone, now we only have Invisible Woman. And in some nodes you get one wave, then another wave, then another wave, and in other nodes you get one wave and a half at a time. So sometimes it's one wave at a time, other times it's one wave and a half at a time. So now we have a very problematic wave. We have a Falcon, we have Vulture, we have Rescue, and we have Ironheart. So there are quite a few annoying characters here. The one I was looking at early on was Falcon because I want to clone him for my team, but I want to make sure that he never uses his abilities, because otherwise, because I have so many buffs, that will allow the enemy team just to get one turn after the other, and I really don't want that. So early on I have to stun Falcon and I have to make sure he stays stunned. Now in terms of Rescue is a problem here because she can remove the stun from Falcon. So what you want to do is, if you can do the second stun on Rescue, that's great. If you can't, you want to make sure that she's as slow as possible and that she never has her second turn. So now I clone Falcon, I give speed up to everyone with Merc LT, and then we just abuse of the special of Falcon. Turn meter for everyone. So thanks to that I was able to apply the second stun, otherwise this would not have been possible. And now with Ghost I already applied 2 stuns on Falcon, so I have 1 extra stun that I don't have to worry too much about. So now it's just to make sure that these characters keep their stun, and yeah, even that Vulture is a little bit annoying because of the turn rewind and slows and so on. It's not that big of a deal, and if you take a little bit longer than I'm doing right now, you should consider cloning another Falcon or cloning Vulture. It's pretty much the same thing. Falcon is way better, of course, but it depends if you want more damage or slow, and that's something we don't have right now. Is we don't have anyone applying slow, and that's why Vulture might be one character that you want to consider, because yeah, you have double the time in case you start applying slow to the enemies. Okay, so now we have speed up. We still have to deal with that Falcon. Rescue is already out of her stun, but that's fine. We can reapply it soon. And as you can see, I'm stuck behind that taunt, so now I cannot stun Rescue, but thankfully with Captain America I will be able to remove that. And if you have multiple characters with a skirmisher, you can also do that. It doesn't always work, but it's the usual stuff. Okay, so now we are still stuck behind that guy. Now let's see. Defense up for everyone, because Mr. Sinister is the one with the most health. He is the one who gets exposed all the time. It's not super crucial because he has this immunity. I don't know from where this immunity is coming from. I think it's from Invisible Woman, so it's not a huge deal. And here we let Rescue to do her special, but it's fine as long as Falcon doesn't have his turn, and he's almost dead, so nothing to worry about. Offense down to counter that offense up that he has right now, and we should be able to finish him off before he has his turn. He's gone. Now we have Rescue. Now, as you guys can see, if we had Falcon and all these guys, it would be a huge problem. All of them have defense up now. So with Captain America, with his ultimate, we can remove those defense ups, and we want to make sure that Shocker doesn't have offense up, otherwise he can do some damage. but you have to balance it. Like if you have the defense up on your team ready, it's not a huge deal. And yeah, so as you guys can see, like the first node is really easy. It's all up to you to clone the right targets and focus on your strategy and not on like being greedy and get only damage characters that do damage and not characters that do utility. So finally I clone the vulture because I want to apply those slows to those characters. And with the slows you can also turn rewind the enemies more efficiently with ghost. Because yeah, like you can turn rewind 25 plus 25% if they have vulnerability and you have striker. But if they don't have slow, you don't really feel it because they can recover fast enough. It's like you have double the value if they have slow. So yeah, that's always a good option. So vision almost dead, and after that you just want to focus on getting back your cooldown. So whenever you start the next node, you have everything ready and you can just go and go as efficient as you can early on. Okay, so now Mr. Sinister getting rid of one guy. That speed up, as you guys can see, like getting all these speed ups is just great. And now turn, rewind, and so on. And yeah, like Dark Dimension 4 doesn't seem to be that hard. If you have the right team, you can one-shot most of the nodes. And that was my goal, to one-shot most of the nodes, or two-shot most of the nodes. So far it has been working out, and now I'm just waiting to get more gear on other characters so I can continue my journey. I don't expect to do like too many tries, like maximum 3 or 4 tries on some nodes, but beyond that I think it's going to be really easy. And yeah, so that's going to be the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed node number 1 on Dark Dimension 4. This is going to be the first run, then we'll do another series on the second run, and we should be with the Doctor Doom and so on. So if you like the video, you know what to do. Smash that like button like a boss. If you found information on this video helpful, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I'll catch you guys later.